Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, I decided to put a cap on because my hair is looking really bad right now. I need these barbers to open up, or I might just do it myself because I'm not looking too good at the minute. I need a shave and a haircut, which I'm going to get done very soon. Let's get straight into it. Guys, I just saw some news and I thought I'd make a video. I'm doing a lot on Joe Saunders and Canelo. Because obviously it's the hot topic right now. There's not really a lot happening in boxing. So do bear with me with all these Joe Saunders and Canelo's videos. I will start putting out some other content. It's just that there's not a lot happening in the boxing world. There's not a lot of big news really to talk about. That's why I've been doing all these fantasy fights and all these stuff. I will get into actually doing the other news. There's not a lot out there right now. But in terms of, I saw something very interesting online. I was on Facebook. I saw Boxing Social put something out that Joe Saunders is hinting at an early night. He's saying that he's got a flu. He's saying that he's overweight. He's saying that he hasn't even started camp yet. Joe Saunders is playing mind games with Canelo Alvarez. He thinks that he's trying to let Canelo think that, you know, he's gonna have an easy night with him, and the fight's gonna be easy. And Billy's going to go in there and just pick up a paycheck, like he's saying that I'm going to go in there and pick a paycheck. He's trying to play mind games. Fury did that as well with Klitschko, playing mind games. Probably didn't do that, but he did other things that trying to get under Fury's head. And I think Joe's doing exactly the same thing with Canelo. Joe's going to try getting under Canelo's skin. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think that's going to work with Canelo. I think playing mind games with Canelo is like playing mind games against a brick wall. You're not going to get any response. Like, Canelo's just the type of guy, right? He's just gonna laugh it off. You know, when Joe Saunders went to the press conference and said those things to Canelo didn't even move. He didn't even care. I just think Joe Saunders needs to go about his work and just prepare hard, train hard. I think the less you say, the better with someone like Canelo, for me personally. I think the more you say, the bigger grave you're digging for yourself with someone like Canelo. It's a bit like the saying that never wake up a sleeping lion. You know, and I feel like if Joe starts, you know, trying to get under Canelo's skin, I think that's going to just make Canelo even more determined. And, you know, to go in there and do a job on him. I think what Joe needs to do is do a bit of an Andy Ruiz. Do what Andy Ruiz did. Try to play the nice guy. Try to play like, you know, he's just happy being there. You know, be a fanboy of Canelo almost. Like, just act like you're just happy being there. You know, like Ruiz was. I think that's the best way to kind of like soften a dragon. Or soften a lion. I don't think it's going to make any difference regardless, because Canelo's going to be Canelo inside that ring. But I think by peeing him off, I don't think that's the best thing to do. Like, you know, when Conor McGregor fought Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? Those guys are literally emotionless. Like, literally, they're just, you can say whatever you want to them. They're just stone-faced, just like standing there with no response, no emotion, nothing. They're not the kind of guys to bite back. They just sit quietly, let you abuse them, and then inside the octagon or inside the ring, they show you. That's the kind of fighters Canelo is as well. Canelo's a bit like Khabib. Like, I'm going to say a lot. He's not going to bite a lot. I mean, he's not going to, you know, bark a lot to Joe if Joe starts saying stuff to him. But when it comes to fight night, that's when Canelo's going to turn into a pit bull. And that's when he's going to turn it on and take out his frustration, his anger on Joe, like Khabib did with Conor McGregor. Look, Khabib didn't do anything during the build-up. He didn't say anything. He didn't look to bite back at all. Even though Conor McGregor was saying a lot of disrespectful things, Khabib didn't say anything. But then, as soon as, you know, they got in the ring, you see Khabib turned into a beast. And Khabib was letting him know as well. Khabib was letting him know, now talk. Now say all the things that you were saying. And for me, Canelo's the kind of cut from the same kind of cloth. He'll become more spiteful inside the ring. And I don't think that's the way Joe should probably approach it if he's playing mind games. I think Joe should tried to play the mind games where just be happy to be there, really, you know. And then on fight night, turn up and try to, you know, show your worth and try to show why you are this slick southpaw that you've been telling us for so many years. Listen, he's got a chance. He has got a chance. It's a very slim one, but he has got a chance. I do think he's got to approach it. And I do think you have got to play mind games. But I think if you start playing mind games where you start ripping into Canelo, I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's going to work because I just think that's going to make him more determined. And I actually think it's going to backfire. So I don't know what kind of mind games Billy Joe's going to play, but he is definitely going to try playing mind games. He's already trying to play mind games by saying that he's overweight, he's had the flu, he's not an ideal camp. The camp just started. You've still got 8 weeks left, 8-9 weeks left. So it's not like when you're saying the camp's not going well. It's like, fair enough if you had 1 week left and you said that, it's fair, we can understand. You know, there's still 8 weeks left. You know, when you're saying you've got a flu, you're overweight, you haven't had an ideal camp. Again, Billy Joe is just putting stuff like that out there to play mind games with Canelo, to unsettle him. But like I said, this is Canelo. This isn't going to unsettle him. Canelo's going to be Canelo. Canelo's going to keep training, doing his thing. He might not even take notice of what Billy Joe's saying. He might not even care. You know, Canelo, like I said, isn't... Whether you're handicapped or whether you've got a broken hand or whether you got a broken jaw going into the fight, Canelo don't care. Canelo's going to be Canelo inside that boxing ring. And that's why I don't think mind games really work with guys like that. Mind games don't really work with guys like Canelo, Khabib, Golovkin. You can't really unsettle them. They don't really care. Look, they show no emotion. They like those type of guys. They don't show a lot of emotion, but inside the ring, that's when they'll take it out on you. Golovkin, to be honest, Golovkin's probably more similar to Khabib, where he doesn't show any emotion at all. He's like Canelo. Canelo don't show any emotion. And like I said, Khabib didn't show any emotion when he fought McGregor. He showed no emotion. But when they got inside that octagon, oh my God, it wasn't great for McGregor, was it? So again, I just think that Billy Joe Saunders is gonna. I think Billy Joe Saunders is playing mind games when he said he's going in to pick up a paycheck. He's just going in there early night because at one point in an interview, he's saying he contradicted himself where he said, "We're gypsies and we don't go into a fight for money. This is more than money for us. This is about pride. This is about fighting for my community. This is about fighting for my people." And then at the other minute, he's saying he's predicting an early night. Like, Billy's Joe Saunders is a funny guy. He's definitely a maverick. But again, like I said, at the end of the day, all of that stuff is all good. All of the talking and all of the fun and games, so to speak. But at the end of the day, it's going to come down to how he performs inside that boxing ring, because you can play all the fun and games and you can have all the fun and games. But remember when Tyson Fury played all those fun and games, he backed it up inside the boxing ring. So if Billy Joe Saunders doesn't back you up inside the boxing ring, all of those things that he's saying right now is going to come back to bite him on the you know what. Because there's going to be a lot of people trolling him. And listen, I hope he doesn't receive, like, if he was to lose this fight, I hope he doesn't receive any kind of trolling or, you know, hateful comments, because at the end of the day, like, he's a fighter and he's going to be training very hard inside training camp. He's going to be putting it all on the line. And when you lose a fight, you're already depressed and hurt as it is, and then you got these clowns on social media giving you a lot of grief. You know, fighters don't need that, man. Fighters don't need that. You know, they put their lives on the line for our entertainment. Give them respect. Give them the credit they deserve. And Billy Joe Saunders, like I said, he's a warrior. He's going to go in there and give it his best. I don't think it's going to be enough, and I think Canelo will beat him. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to be watching. I'm still going to be watching with intrigue. I can't wait for it. And I'm hoping he goes out there and, you know, shocks the world, puts in a great performance. And most importantly, whether he wins or loses is irrelevant. It's whether he can put up a good fight. That's the most important thing. It's win. Like, listen, he's not expected to win. He's fighting a guy that's very, very good. He's fighting a guy that's a lot better than him, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, if he goes in there, puts in a great performance, I believe his stock will rise. I said this before. Billy Joe Saunders goes in there and even goes the distance and puts in a great performance and wins rounds and makes it a semi-competitive fight, then Billy Joe Saunders' stock will rise massively. If he goes in there and gets wiped out after 3-4 rounds, then he's going to be subject to a lot of trolling, of course. That's natural. But if he goes in there and puts in a great performance, I'll definitely be giving him a lot of praise, even if he doesn't win, because I don't expect him to win. I don't expect him to even come close to winning. So if he comes close to winning or makes it even competitive, semi-competitive, where the fight's, you know, it's looking like Billy Joe might pull this off, then and he doesn't manage to get the decision or gets beat or gets stopped late, I'm still going to give him a lot of credit because he'll deserve the credit, right? But if he goes in there and gets blown away, then obviously it is what it is. But I don't think Billy Joe Saunders is going to bottle it. I think Billy Joe Saunders, this isn't going to be a Yildirim. This is going to be a guy that's going to go in there and put it all on the line. He's going to test Canelo the best he can test him, and he's going to give it his best. And that's all you expect for you expect from every fighter. Just go in there and give it your best. That's it. If your best isn't good enough, it's not good enough. There's no shame in losing to great sportsmen, great fighters, great teams. There's no shame as long as you go in there and give it your best. That's all fans ask for. If fans see that you give it your best and you're giving it your best shot, they're going to give you credit. If they think that you've gone in there and you've swallowed it, then they're going to let you know. It's one of them. It's at the end of the day, I always feel like if a guy goes in there, gives it his best, and he's just outmatched by a guy that's a lot more skillful than him, then why give him grief? He's just gone in there and he's fought a guy that's better than him, but he's given it his best. He's put it all on the line, and he acted like a fighter, acted like a warrior, so he deserves respect. You know, Billy Joe Saunders isn't expected with the preparation he's had in his career so far, the level of opponents he's been in the ring with, and when you just look at their boxing IQ, right, it's a massive task. It's a mammoth task. So he's not expected to win. So if he goes in there and puts in a great performance, you know, he deserves credit for that. His stock will rise. And I hope it's not a case that if Billy Joe Saunders does lose, he disappears into the sunset. I hope he carries on with his career and carries on fighting to other guys. Because like I said, you don't want that. You don't want a guy lose to best pound for pound fight and then just go missing. We want him to keep fighting. A fight with Eubank would make sense. There's other fights out there. You know, Callum Smith could be a good fight. You know, I don't know, Caleb Plant's going to fight Canelo. But, you know, Eubank is definitely a fight that the British fans would want to see with him. Without question, that would be a big fight, huge fight. That'd sell out a stadium in the UK. So, again, I wish him all the best. But again, I think he's trying to get under Canelo's skin. I don't think it's going to work. These mind games, I don't think Canelo's too stone-faced a guy. He's a guy that's just too in love with boxing. He's just focusing on his own thing, and I don't think mind games are going to affect Canelo. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think in the comment section about what Billy Joe's saying, about him expecting it to be an early night. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.